There are three really good reasons why they defied the subpoena. So if you were somebody on here who read this headline and you got your panties in a twist and you ran off half-cocked, madder than Cooter Brown because you were so sure that this means they're guilty, it shows you didn't read the fine print. It shows that you don't understand the deeper meaning behind it. And that's okay. There's so many times on here where I say I'm here to entertain and educate. So we're going to go back through this nice and slow. Those of you who decided to cut class that day and don't really understand what the Clintons are doing. Now, let me start by saying this one thing that's going to sound like I'm defending people, but I'm really not, because whoever is found guilty of harming children deserves to go to jail for the rest of their life, period. And I don't care if it's Bill Clinton, I don't care if it's his wife. Now, let me start this by saying Bill Clinton came out very publicly and very clearly saying, release all the files. Just release them. There's 5.3 million documents. Release every single one of them to the public and let the chips fall where they may. If his name is in them, we will find that out. His name might be in them 5,000 times. We might discover that he did all kinds of hideous things, or we might decide he rode on a jet with an unsavory person. We don't know. Until the DOJ releases them and we, the public, are allowed to read them, we won't know what his involvement is. So let's start right there. He publicly asked for them to be released. And then he and Hillary both get subpoenaed to come in and testify in front of a congressional hearing. They defied the subpoena, but let's be clear, they defied this subpoena because their agreement is that they will come testify in public. Just like he asked for those records to be publicly released, he's saying, if you're going to talk to me, let's do it in public. If you're going to accuse me of things, let's do it in public. Let's shine some light on the situation. Let's have the cameras rolling. Let's have the American public watching, and I will come in and I will talk to you. But the Congress wasn't willing to do that. They wanted it to be a closed door hearing where only they then could release whatever transcripts from the meeting that they wanted released. And the Clintons said, we're not doing that. Second reason is their own FBI director. Kash Patel did go to a public hearing about the Epstein files, and he swore in front of Congress in a testimony that was played on America's TVs that no one else was involved, that he'd read the reports, he'd been through the files, and there was no one else was part of the trafficking scheme. It was just Jeffrey and Ghislaine, and basically they were buying and trading and selling and abusing all on their own. There is no other name, no other credible leads that would make them think that anybody else was involved. That was his testimony, sworn in front of Congress. So if I'm Bill Clinton, I go, then wait a minute, what are you accusing me of? Because your own FBI director has already told you nobody else is in it. Nobody else has committed a crime. So why are you giving me a subpoena? And speaking of crime and speaking of testimony, you guys have been through enough trials with me to know that if you are accused of something, you have the right to vigorously defend yourself. And technically in this country, you're innocent until proven guilty. So if there's 5 million pages of documents that no one has read, what exactly are the charges against Bill and Hillary Clinton? What have they been credibly accused of doing? Do you have dates? Do you have times? Do you have situations? Can you call him in there and say, we'd like to understand what you were doing on May 2nd of 1989 when you went to visit Clarence Thomas at his farm? Can you please tell us more about that day? They have zero details. They're on a fishing expedition and they want to do it behind closed doors. Now, the Clintons may be a lot of things. You can call them all kinds of things, but the one thing you can't call them is dumb. These are two highly educated lawyers. Bill Clinton was a Rhodes Scholar, okay? These guys fucking know what they're doing. They want there to be a public record of anything that this Department of Justice or these Republicans in Congress are going to tie them to or try to link them to, or any testimony that they give about somebody else, they want it public. And what they're asking for, legally, they have a right as a defendant that is being subpoenaed to come to testify about potential wrongdoing. They have a legal right to be told what they've done. They want to shift the headlines to the Clintons are bad, so we stop asking for the files. When in reality, the Clintons are leading the charge to say, show me the files. They're like, show me what page my name is on. Tell me what party I was at. Tell me which witness told you that I did things to her. Let's go. Let's talk about it. And Congress won't. So although the headline says they defied a subpoena to appear, they defied this subpoena under these circumstances. It's very simple. Release the file. Let's document what parts they're in. Let's have some tangible reasons we want to talk to them. Let's get some specific times, places, incidents that you wish to talk to them about, and then do it publicly where everyone can see. Force them out into the sunlight and let us all see you ask them about those very specific instances. But until that happens, to be very honest with you, like them or not, think they're guilty or not, the Clintons are in the right here. I would have defied the subpoena as well.